Beautiful people, how y'all doing this week? It's been a very rough week on this side. Long hours. Here we are again. I was hoping that you're successful in your endeavors, whatever it is you plan to do, and continue to have a bright outlook on where you're heading, the things that you're actually doing. That vision oftentimes is not always clear. The lens in which we look through is not often clear. There's some hazes in there. Sometimes you just gotta spray some cleaner on that glass and make sure that you're looking at things the right way and understanding now how much perception actually plays into some of the things that we experience and some of the things that we actually think about or react to. Uh, Perception is not always fact. Perception oftentimes is categorized as your reality, but may not necessarily be the reality of the situation. So oftentimes we just got to step back and make sure that we're looking through things through the right lens. We often get help or signals and signs that uh, of what is to come. Sometimes you're heading down the road, and I've experienced it many times, and I'm quite sure many of you have. Somebody will give you a quick old flash, a little high beams going on, kind of let you know, hey, you're moving a little fast, and there's a cop around the corner. Sometimes you're driving down the road, and somebody might beep you from the back, let you know that, one of your taillight is kind of out. Oftentimes, we miss those signals, or we're not aware of what that person is trying to tell us. When you're getting that kind of feedback, getting those signs and giving those signals, you kind of owe it to yourself to slow down and make sure that you're preparing yourself for the things to come. Because oftentimes you may not see it, because those individuals that are giving you that feedback or giving you that signs may in essence have come from the direction in which you're heading, and they're letting you know of, hey, what's ahead. Some people are giving you directions and feedback from the rear, because you have passed that situation, that obstacle, and you may have left either one a good experience or taste in individual's mouth, or you may have rolled over a road sign or two, and they're just making you aware of what you're doing, how you're making others feel. So you definitely need to be cautious of those signs and make sure that every day that you're attempting to live your best life and treating others with the love and respect in which they deserve. Sometimes people say, hey, treat others as like you would want to be treated. But some people, for some reason, do not find themselves worthy of good treatment, and the way they treat others is the way they actually feel, or the way that they believe that they deserve to be treated, and sometimes that's not always the best way. So though I understand, to treat others the golden rule, as you would like to be treated, not everybody like to be treated, as they should be treated or as they deserve to be treated. So I took a step away from that just a little bit. Oftentimes you find yourself in situations where you're doing a thing, but you're not necessarily prepared for the results or the reactions of others or that situations. Eating cake. A lot of people like to eat cake, but they don't like to eat to gain the weight that is associated with the cake. They don't like to ingest the calories that comes with the cake. The cake comes with the calories. The cake comes with the additional weight. So if you like the cake, oftentimes you have to prepare for the reactions. And if you're not comfortable with the reactions, you're not prepared to handle the reactions, sometimes you have to be disciplined enough or aware enough not to eat that cake. There's a lot of positive out there. And We mentioned, hey, in 2020, we're looking forward. We're looking for positive ways to actually deal with things and having that good positive perception. There is always something good that is going on in your life, in your atmosphere, that you could hold on to, that gives you the necessary hope to stay the course, to continue moving forward, to give you that bright perspective to continue doing what you're doing or heading in the direction that you believe that you should go. Oftentimes, we have a lot of negative influx and other negative situations that kind of sway our beliefs and perception of how things actually are. And one of the things I attempt to do, and the military kind of coins it as in hunt the good stuff. Uh, if there's five catastrophic, chaotic things that are going on that day, you have to attempt to latch on, but there is this one thing going on, but you have life to continue. And life is uh, an opportunity to fix, to continue with whatever it is that you're doing. So every day you have life, you could equate it to, hey, somebody upstairs is telling me that I have either unfinished work to do or the potential to be great or the potential to kind of continue, which is why you're granted with another opportunity, which is why you're granted with another day to continue doing what you're doing. So see life as a gift, because like many of my friends and myself, I have experienced a lot of loss, whether it be family members, loved ones, brothers, grandparents, friends, soldiers. I know loss. I have dealt with loss more than my fair share, more than I would actually want to. And even in a setting like this, a non-combat setting, a non-combat situation, there is still so much loss around you, loss around me. But there's also a lot of beautiful things and a lot of things actually blossoming around me that I'm able to influence. So whenever things are not necessarily going the way that I would envision it, or things are happening and beyond my control and my influence, I often, to kind of take a step back and reflect on the privilege and the honor in which I have to continue impacting the people around me and the things that I'm actually doing. Definitely the blessing of being a parent, the blessing of being a husband, the blessing of being a soldier, a leader in the army. I have direct influence over all those people, all those situations. And I kind of aim to make sure that I don't, sour the taste in those individuals' mouths, or make sure that, their memory of me or their memory of the experience or interaction is a positive one, and realize that, I have the choice of making sure that they leave with something positive, or, try to control that any negative if possible. So definitely that is something that I take, kind of pretty serious. And the intake, you got to have positive intakes. I manage the things that I look at. I manage the things that I listen to. I manage the people that I associate with, because too much negative intake offering equates to negative outlook, negative output. So the gurus in the game often tell you that you don't touch your phones first thing in the morning. You try to stay away from social medias and public news and that kind of stuff, because most of the times it's a lot of negative, a lot of motivational stuff, a lot of growth stuff. Whenever I have the time, I definitely pick up a book or two and attempt to get some new perspective on things, some new ways of looking things, some new education, some new knowledge, to strengthen myself in that regard. And the more positive things that I put within myself, the more positive things I'm able to output as well. Able to start assessing and analyzing things a lot differently, and not always see things as dark as it could be or as gloomy as it actually is. And actually, I'm always able, or most of the times, always able, that human factor always kicks in, to see the positive. Take the time to recognize and appreciate the people that you have in your life, the things that you have, because while you're complaining about those things, there are others that are far less fortunate than you, that they would sacrifice for the things that you're disregarding. They would sacrifice for the things that you are not appreciating, because to them, that is important. For them, that is success. To them, that is what they're looking for. And oftentimes, people that have those things, whether it be health, whether it be finance, whether it be material things, whatever it is, just make sure that you are appreciative of the blessings in which you have in your life. Those are just some of the ways that I handle or navigate life. Definitely physical fitness. That is where I release a lot of tension, where I get refocus. Gymming is just a must. It's just a thing. It does something for me, kind of wakes me up, lifts up my spirit. So definitely I try to get it in, whether it's a good long run, whether it's getting to the gym. And I'm quite sure a lot of people have different outlets, reading books, hobbies, whatever it is you have. I would definitely maintain that level of self-care, because oftentimes it's only one you. You definitely got to take care of you. And one of the things that I explain to people that, that love me, they know when they don't take care of themselves, they don't become their best selves. Just as much as it hurts them, it hurts me. It hurts me. I'm talking about hurts me to see my loved ones in pain. It hurts me to see my loved ones not living up to their full potential. They're distracted by something on the screen, because I know that they are better, they deserve better, and I recognize how much potential that they actually have. And there's where I get the opportunity to have this outlet or this positive input to continue to be a cheerleader for all of those individuals in my life, or whether it be immediate or whether it be extended family and friends. That way, again, I gain such great joy to see you living your best lives, living up to your potentials, and definitely cheering for you. If you have to take a knee, definitely would extend the hand, to attempt to pick you up wherever that you were kind of falling. Put that umbrella over your head. I've always been that kind of person. I believe so, or I've been told so many upon a time. So continue to live your best life, because the examples that you are setting are impacting other people as well. Sometimes they may not necessarily say it, but just a good picture on social media. I see somebody bake a cake. I see somebody making music. I see somebody start a new company. I see somebody making knives. All of these things. It just brings me joy to see how well so many of you all are doing, and the great things that you're doing in life. And it's not only the great things as well. I get joy to see people work through their struggle just as well, and being open, honest, and candid about it. Uh, Rough week, week one of another busy cycle, and just years and years in the game. Brand new year, brand new start, and definitely looking forward to all the successes that this year brings, to myself and family, and to you and yours as well. That is my input. That is my 2 cents. What is yours?